Nick.
No
I
Lobos
love
tequila.
that.
It's a school children. Hey,
Not for the kids at her heritage.
I'm a big loyalty guy. I like that Giannis stayed. I wanted Tom Brady to stay. I just like when people stay in sort of like the spot that they were in, with one exception, Damian Lillard. Dame, you have put in your time. It's time to spread your wings and fly, my friend. Unfortunately, that wish for me is not going to happen because Dame, Mr. Loyal to the Soil, IG'd this last night. He said, I think he said, Rip City, back for more. Rip City is my city. Back for more what, buddy? Come on, man. I want you to win a ring so bad. I don't want back for more what, first round exits? I don't want to hear. I want Dame's success more than anybody, and I don't know why. I understand the loyalty factor. I'm rooting for the guy. I'm rooting for Chauncey. But Broussard, I want him to go elsewhere.
I'm not surprised by this. Like you said, he is loyal to the soil. And I also think he's not that hyped about going to play in Philadelphia. I do think that after this season, when they go out in the first or second round, he will then finally be ready to move on, Wilds. The question will be, is Philadelphia even a possibility at that point? Because that's where he really needs to go to get a ring.
Yeah.
Wild.
Or just have the Warriors figure it out.
If he does go to a new team, will you actually truly pick them, or will you just pretend to pick them for a week on end and then never actually do it, like you did last time?
Like, will you always game time on my clock, my friend?
Nick.
I'm always
Kevin
picking.
Wilds
I'm
is
always
on brand.
picking Dame.
Yes, I cannot wait. All right, here we go. Fantastic show. We got Cowboys, Bucks christening the season tonight for Dallas. Bit of an uphill climb. They're without all-pro guard Zach Martin after a positive COVID test. Dak's coming off 2 injuries, not 1. Zeke needs to bounce back after last season. Yada, yada, yada for the Dallas Cowboys. For Tampa, however, well, they run out there with the same group we saw lift the Lombardi on the same field 214 days ago. So, Chris Broussard, let us focus in on Dak and Brady. Brady and Dak. Which quarterback is more likely to make an MVP statement tonight?
This sounds like a trick question, Jenna. It's so simple. Tom Brady, the GOAT, there's no question about it. I've told you guys, Dallas can't win this game, and you can't make an MVP statement in a loss. See, I'm not as infatuated with the 370 yards per game that Dak threw for last year as so many other people are, because most of those yards came in desperate situations in the second half when Dallas was trying to come back and the opponent was just protecting a lead. That's it. So if Dak throws for 350 yards tonight and they lose handily, that's not a statement to me. That doesn't help him in his MVP chances. That's not to mention that this is the first game, first snap that Dak will take since he broke his ankle, and it's against one of the best defenses in the league. Not to mention as well that he is only 13-20 against teams with winning records in his career. So Dak has feasted on bad teams in his career. So there's nothing telling us he's going to come out and have a great game. On the other hand, Brady's going to have a field day. He didn't have a preparation offseason to prep last year to get acclimated to his new teammates, to his new coach, to his new game plan. And, Nick, he's got all of that. He's got weapons galore. News for America. Stop saying the Cowboys have the best receiving core in the league, because they don't. They're facing the best receiving core in the league tonight in Tampa Bay. You know it too, Nick. Finally, let me just get this last point in before you try to shoot this down. Dallas has, according to Pro Football Focus, the second worst defensive backfield in the league. All right, the second worst. Tom Brady is going to go crazy on that backfield tonight. So the answer is Brady, Nick. Easy.
Okay, so here's the problem. I I think Dak for the season is a better MVP bet than Brady if we were doing things logically and fairly and we cared about truth and honesty in media. But evidently we don't, Wilds, because we have already, I can't believe it's happened. We've already retconned the way the Bucs won the Super Bowl. I am old enough to remember the day after the Super Bowl, when you know what the story was? Todd Bowles, not Tom Brady. It was TB, but it was TB on the defensive side. It was about how the Bucs defense held Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs offense to 0 touchdowns. How for the first time in Mahomes' career, he was blown out. For the first time in Mahomes' career, they failed to, second time in his career, I think they failed to break 20. First time they failed to break 10. The story, when we were fresh off the game, the story was, what a marvelous performance by the Bucs defense. Not just in the Super Bowl, but in the second half of the NFC Championship game, when Tom Brady, every other pass was an interception. It was like, wow, is Todd Bowles going to get a head coaching job? Is Ndamukong Suh now allowed to punch quarterbacks in the face? Like, these were the topics. But now that we are 6 months removed and Brady's taken off the knee sleeve and he's thrown a trophy on a boat parade, we're like, oh, MVP statement, it's going to be Brady. Because he was not the story of their Super Bowl run. In the moment, it was the defense. It was the defense. It was the balanced attack. But we don't care about that anymore. So, of course, if the defense tonight dominates Dak and they win the way they won the Super Bowl, then I guess it'll be Brady making a statement, because Brady's ephemeral aura is just going to intoxicate his opponent and his own defensive players in a positive way. But that's not the story of last year's Bucs season, and it wasn't in real time. It's just what we've made it after the fact.
Well, you know that the MVP award is a narrative award. So, Broussard, this is why I think Dak has a little bit more of a chance than Tom Brady to sort of make a statement. And I know that no one expects the Cowboys to. I think the narrative is sort of a leaning towards Dak, because I think there's a little Tom Brady fatigue happening. Now, I don't expect the Cowboys to win 13 games, which you sort of need to win the MVP. Lamar won 13, Tom Brady won 13, Aaron Rodgers won 13, Patrick Mahomes won 12. So maybe 12 gets it done, but I think there's a little Tom Brady fatigue that sets in. We saw it with Jordan winning MVPs. We see it with LeBron winning MVPs. And maybe it's been a victim. Tom Brady has been a victim. But if he was going to win MVP, I felt like there should have been more chatter about it last year. I don't think Tom Brady is going to win MVP this year, because I think there's some Brady fatigue. Do you agree?
No. First of all, Brady's only won 3 MVPs. Now, maybe there's fatigue of Tom Brady winning the Super Bowl, but not MVPs. Yeah. And I'm going to, share with you guys right now. I haven't told you this yet. Tom Brady is my pick to win the MVP this year. I never thought I'd say it. Oh, my God. Never thought I'd choose. But you talk about narrative, Wilds. What better narrative than a 44-year-old guy winning MVP? So the narrative is great. All right. But secondly, we know they have a weak schedule. All right. Only, I believe, 6 of the 17. I'm not sure what it is, but their schedule's light. All right. The schedule is weak. Yes. And then Brady's got weapons galore. Do I have to name them? Antonio Brown, trust me, big year from AB. All right, the other, Chris Godwin, Mike Evans, the 3 tight ends he's got, because O.J. Howard's back.